Welcome to survival mode. In today's video, what I want to talk about is the weather. The weather has been so aggressive lately. You know, we've been having wildfires on the West Coast. We've been having a lot of tornadoes in the Midwest. You know, and then just 9 days ago, we got hit with a serious hurricane.
Right.
Hurricane Helene, y'all. Hurricane Helene came through. I mean, it just really drew a path of destruction through.
It did.
You know, it was very strong. You know, cutting through northern Florida, and then cutting through southern Georgia, and all the way up through the Carolinas.
Right.
So this storm was so strong, and it was moving kind of fast, you know, 35 miles per hour, you know, and storm surge was like, I mean, 10 to 12 feet.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we've been getting hit with a lot of strong storms, and the weather has been intensifying.
That's right.
You know, it's been intensifying to where, you know, we got these wildfires. I know it's been going on all summer. All summer we've been getting hit with wildfires.
Right.
And then tornadoes here and there.
People losing their homes in the fires, and businesses and all of that in the fires.
Yeah, people been losing a lot, you know. And then, you know, the insurance company, it's been hard for them to keep up with all of this stuff.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, when you turn around 9 days ago, when Helene hit, man, Helene it just tore down a lot of cities.
Right.
You know, and I never seen nothing like that.
Right.
You know, a lot of people haven't seen nothing like Helene. And you think about all the businesses, like Mrs. H just said, she stated, you know, here at survival mode, what we want to do, we want to ask a question about, you know, how can FEMA keep up with all of this?
Right, because we got Milton coming.
Yeah.
Right. Milton is making landfall today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be what they say, a Cat 4.
Or maybe a Category 5.
Yeah, and they saying that it could slow down.
Yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
Just like we didn't know with Helene.
Yeah, we didn't know with Helene. We didn't think that Helene was going to be so strong and powerful, and it was going to go all the way up to, you know, North Carolina and Tennessee and do all that damage that we saw. You know, everybody see, you know, on the news, see the damages that Helene caused. You know, whole towns, you know, roads washed away.
Right.
You know, people were stranded, you know, and they cut off from cell phone service. You know, they struggling to get supplies.
Struggling.
You know?
Struggling.
So these towns has been cut off. No cell service. You know, it's hard to get water, hard to get food. Just imagine, you know, the children, you know, I know they really need, you know, to get supplies for their little ones. And, you know, if you got families, I know how that is.
Right.
You know, and so just think about how stretched out FEMA is.
Oh, man, that's right.
Is FEMA going to keep up? That's the question I want to ask y'all. Is FEMA going to be able to keep up with all what's going on in the United States?
All of these storms.
All of these storms.
They're being stretched in every direction, right? They're being stretched in every direction.
Yeah.
From the West Coast to the East Coast. So, like he said,
man,
will they be able to keep up?
Yeah, I know. And you think about like what they offered. I think they offered some money, but I don't know if everybody getting the money, you know, in a timely manner.
Right.
You know, I don't know the situation with that, but FEMA got to deal with this hurricane that's coming in Florida now.
Right.
Milton.
Right.
And so, you know, Milton look like it's going to pack a serious blow. You know, so, you know, I know the storm surge is going to be real high, you know, and we just going to see how FEMA is going to deal with all of this, you know. Yeah, so, you know, people have been cut off. People has been, you know, like looking for supplies to come through. You know, they tried to do a helicopter drop, and the helicopter tried to get the supplies in, and they had a hard time. It was blowing stuff all over the place, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, so people in that path of Hurricane Helene really is going through it.
Right.
And FEMA is stretched
To the
thin.
limit.
They stretch to the limit.
Right.
You know, just think about all these things compacting. You know, you got the fires on the West Coast that's been going on all summer. And then you've been having storms and tornadoes in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And all this stuff adds up, you know.
Right.
You know, and then
Right.
on this East Coast, you know, man, Helene packed so much of a punch, you know, to where, you know, trying to rebuild. We haven't even got to the point to where we thinking about how these people going to rebuild their homes.
Right.
You know, FEMA, I don't know if FEMA can help them rebuild their homes. The infrastructure is going to have to be rebuilt. You know, the bridge is going to have to be rebuilt. And you add all that up, all that money that it's going to take to rebuild those cities.
Right.
All the way from northern Florida through southern Georgia, all the way through all the way up through the Carolinas.
Right. Right.
How FEMA is going to withstand
Right.
all of that money to rebuild. You know, and you just can't even think about how much it's going to cost.
Right.
But not to mention, you know, like what we just said about the West Coast, you know, and the fires everywhere, you know. So I think that the people are going to have to do something for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, neighbors helping neighbors. You know, and you know, that's the only way how it's going to work, because
Right.
I don't see how all of those people going to get help in a timely manner.
Yeah.
You know, FEMA can only do so much, as we know. You know, they said what they can do, so we see it. We gotta accept what they tell us, and also we just gotta start doing things on our own.
Right.
And that's a lesson though to everybody. You know, if it haven't happened to you yet, it could happen.
That's true.
So what we gotta do, we gotta prepare for it. We got to get ready to move out ahead of time.
Right.
You know, due to the fact that we already see how strong these storms are getting.
Right.
If it says that it's gonna go this way, well, I won't wait until like 2 or 3 days before it happens.
Yeah.
What I do is I start moving a week ahead of time if I can,
Right.
because of traffic jam. Could you imagine? You know, that's another thing. You know, traffic jams, moving 5 miles per hour all the way out of state. You know how that's going to take a toll.
Right.
It's going to take a toll, you know, inching, little by little,
Right.
5 miles per hour. And not to mention the gas stations.
Right.
That's a whole new different ball game, y'all.
And there are some stations out of gas right now in Florida because of Milton approaching. So many people are loading up on fuel, not just their vehicles, but extra fuel, gas cans and all of that. So
Yeah,
some gas stations are running out of fuel.
yeah. And just think, if you got a generator, you got to have gas for that. So I would give it a week.
Yeah.
You know, if I see the forecast where the weatherman is saying, okay, we got a storm coming your way, it's gonna be some serious, look like it's gonna be some serious, I start packing up
Right
that
then,
minute.
I'll start preparing then too.
Yeah, that way you can
Yeah.
get to the gas station, you can fuel your vehicle up, and then you can start moving. You can start moving ahead of time and get out of
Yeah.
that traffic jam.
Yeah.
You know, and don't wait until the governor says, okay, we're gonna order a mass evacuation. You know, I wouldn't wait on. I'd be like, okay, I already see what happened. The last storm, I'm not gonna take that chance.
Right. Right.
I'm not gonna take that chance. I'm gonna start moving out now. You know, and not to think about when you think about that, you know, moving out ahead of time. You can, I mean, it can be so much better, you know, than losing a life, you know.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that flood water.
That's right.
That flood water surprise you. You know, so it's best to get out of town ahead of time.
Right.
You know, and with this storm Helene, You know, it showed us.
That's right.
But now with Milton, that's a whole new different ball game that's
Right.
coming, right?
Mhm.
Because Florida has position. It's like, you know, on the West Coast you got the Atlantic. No, on the West Coast you got the Gulf of Mexico. On the East Coast you got the Atlantic. So it's only one way to get up out of Florida.
That's it. Straight up.
There's only one way to get up out of Florida.
Mhm.
You know, and if it comes and it cuts you off in Tampa, and then it also floods South Florida, you stuck.
Yeah.
You know, unless you have a boat or some other way to get out of there.
Yeah.
You know, you cut off.
Right.
So this Milton is, I think, if it hits the way how Helene hit, it's going to be even worse because you can't even go east or west in Florida.
Yeah.
You can only go north and south.
Mhm.
You know, and
Right.
so Milton, you know, people, you know, hopefully, you know, the ones that could get out,
Hopefully they did.
get out.
Mhm.
The ones that's there, if you can go south, maybe, you know, it won't be as bad if you go like towards Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
You know, I think it'll be a lot better, you know, instead of just trying to stay in Tampa.
Mhm.
Because, you know, in Tampa, you know, that storm surge, you know, hopefully that bridge holds up,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, this is something serious, you know,
It
it's
is.
time to get in survival mode.
That's right.
You know, it's time to get in survival mode, and we got to learn from what we have witnessed with Helene.
Mhm.
Because that storm there, I think it was worse than Hurricane Katrina. You know, because in Hurricane Katrina, you know, they still had most of their structures there, you know. But with this storm, it was washing homes down the street, down the river. So, you know, what we gonna do, we're gonna stay in touch with our audience. You know, when Milton come through, we're gonna see how that plays out. Hopefully the people, you know, ain't affected as bad as the
Yeah.
first storm. Hopefully this storm isn't as dangerous as the other storm.
It will be. It will be. It will be very dangerous. If it makes landfall as a Category 4 or Category 5, it's going to be a very dangerous storm. There's already 50 tornado warnings, 50 plus
Wow.
now
Wow.
in Florida right now, in that entire area around Tampa and all of that. So Sarasota, there are already 50 plus tornado warnings.
Wow.
So it's starting off bad, and the storm hasn't made landfall yet.
Oh,
So
man.
I think it will be very bad, you know.
Yeah.
And well, I guess I would say it's going to be condensed to that part of Florida because it is going to go back out into the Atlantic. It probably won't affect as many states, but it
Yeah.
is going to affect a lot of people.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, what I would like to say about, you know, storms, you know, I've been through a couple of hurricanes, and I know the hardest part for me was getting out, you know, getting out of there, because you know, just going from like 5 miles to 15 miles, and then you at a standstill, and then, you know, you're trying to conserve gas as you go so you won't run out of gas being in the traffic jam. I think that happened in Houston when a lot of people was caught in hurricanes, you know, but I just hope the best for our people, you know, that's going through Milton, you know, hopefully that, you know, it ain't as bad, you know, as the forecast say, you know, hopefully it'll slow down a little bit, you know, and may God bless the people to be safe,
Yeah.
you know, may God bless the people to be safe, and it's a serious time with these storms, and you know, we just got to stay in survival mode, y'all. We just got to stay in survival mode and pray for our loved ones, and just hopefully everybody make it through this one.
Right.
Hopefully this one ain't as bad as Helene. So we're going to watch. We're going to pray for the people. We're going to, hopefully we'll have a better outcome, you know, than the last storm.
Yeah.
You know, it's something serious though, but
Yeah.
hopefully this storm ain't as bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is survival mode. Hope everybody stay in survival mode. Think about leaving ahead of time. FEMA, I want to ask y'all this question before we go. Like, do you think FEMA is going to be able to take care of the people stretching from east to west? Fire on the west, hurricanes on the east.
Especially if these storms keep continuing the way that they are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Can FEMA keep up, y'all?
Right. I don't know. I don't know. If these storms keep rolling in like they rolling in, and all of these natural disasters are rolling in like they rolling in, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the question. We want to know because
Yeah.
what we got to do, we got to do something for ourselves. We might as well start doing it now. Start thinking about it right now.
That's right.
You know, neighbors helping neighbors. You know, rebuilding. You know,
Right.
the best way we can. You know, we got to do something for ourselves at this moment.
Yeah.
You know, we can't wait on nobody to come save us. We got to save ourselves.
Right. That's right.
Yes, we do, y'all.
All right.
And that's gonna do it for survival mode. And y'all have a blessed day and pray for the people to make it through Hurricane Milton. That's it. Thank you so much for watching survival mode. Peace.